Okay, let's start. Um, Today's workshop is about searching an internship, and um, we wanted to start with a panel of people or students who already participated in internships, so they can talk about their experience, the value, and how they found internships. Monica, want you to? Yeah, the more the merrier. Have you had any? Okay. So we have to.
Oh, I didn't know we were taking a video.
It's okay. So, do you have any questions right away? No? Then the first question is how did you find your internship? And what was your internship, of course?
I can start. My internship was at the University of Texas in El Paso. It's about like 2,000 miles away in far, far, far west Texas in like the Panhandle. It was really about geoscience. So they had various projects like geophysics, environmental science, structural geology, geochemistry that you could come up with or pick from depending on what your concentration was. It was for about a month on site and a month back here in Virginia, meaning I did a month of field and lab work and then a month of working on my paper, my poster, and completing my abstract and everything and submitting it to conferences. I submitted it to GSA, which is Geological Society of America, and it's like geology nerd convention, basically. Uh, I found out from going to another geology nerd convention in the fall of the prior year, the Virginia Geological Field Conference. They had like a workshop that talked to us about NSF-funded internships called REUs, and I pulled up a website that we can look at, I guess. Do you want me to? So this is where I found it. It's a list of like all these STEM disciplines. They have engineering, geoscience, physics, ocean sciences, even education. And these are really awesome. All you have to do is Google RU NSF, and it'll just be pulled up. I think it's like the second link. And what you can do is choose like something you're interested in. So what's something one of you're interested in? Engineering? Engineering? Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to guess. So there's a list of 129 sites of different universities that you can apply to. Typically, these are competitive unless you have. These are typically for students with prior experience, is what professors have told me. But they have some. I'm not sure about engineering. They have some for just community college students. So one thing that helped me find mine, because mine was for just community college students, you could search. There's like a search section. So I guess there's one engineering that's for community college students. So you could look at different sites too. But those are the ones I applied to, the ones for community college students. I didn't get into the ones that were not community college, but I still, I might apply, since I've done my community college one, I'll apply to the competitive one because I have experience. Because they're pretty competitive. This is like a national site, the REUs for undergraduate students. An REU means research experience for undergrad, so these are for undergraduate students at like University of Virginia. Like, it's competitive. Not that Thomas Nelson, we just don't have the same, Yep.
Thank you.
So for me, I wasn't really looking for my internship at the time. I went to Virginia Tech's website for summer programs, but because I was looking for a summer program for my sister, who's a high schooler. And then on the right side, the link with the summer program thing, and then I just clicked on it, and because that one was for it's called Mayop in Virginia Tech, so it's like multicultural opportunities for um, what is that multicultural academic opportunities for minorities in STEM kind of. So it's for people of color or maybe girls or people who are underrepresented in STEM. So it's for those people. That's why I got into that program. I like filled out the form, forgot about it, and when I got an email that I hadn't accepted, I had to actually Google and to find out what kind of program it was again and what days it were on. Because I applied to 15, 16 programs, and all of the other 15, 16 were really competitive. Like this one is as well, but I got into it for some reason well. And the good thing about Maya, Virginia's Maya program is that you do not need prior experience. Like, of course, prior experience is like a lot of people prefer it, but even if you don't have it, it doesn't really matter. And when I got there, I also got to know that there was actually B2B program going on that was for community college students, especially.
Bridge to baccalaureate.
Yes, that one. So like it was for community college students who were trying to get into Virginia and other competitive universities, and I tried to ask them about that program so that like I could come back to take Thomas Nelson and then tell other people about it. But they only had funding for 2 years, and that was the second year. Yeah, but there's a lot of um, there's a lot of internships for community college students. Like I did the same thing that Mahina did. Like I went there and then looked out for internships for community college students, and they had those, but it's like really competitive because a lot of times they look for people with prior research experience and stuff like that. So I think it's really safe to apply local first because with local stuff, local a lot of people what they want to do is they want to make the people who interns who work in the summer make them their like interns again in the fall. So it's good if you are in the area that they can like extend their internship. Like during the summer, I was working in the same lab with two different interns. We all had different projects going on, but one of the interns was from Virginia Tech. The other one was from Virginia State University. The one from Virginia State University, she was a chemistry major, but she was working on an engineering project. So it's like you have to like really broaden your like horizons, like kind of like just because you are this major does not mean that just apply to that kind of internship, because I feel like STEM is such a like it's a very like, every kind of field in STEM it kind of overlaps each other. Like if you're a chemistry major, there's something related to engineering, biology. It does not really matter like for internships. All you need is experience. So like apply for everything that you qualify for. And also, I was talking about one of the other interns was from Virginia Tech. So she was a BSc major, biosystems engineering major, and the lab that we were working on was civil and environment engineering lab. But the PI, the principal investigator, liked her work so much that he was like, "Well, you're a tech student. You could just work for me during the fall, like until you graduate." So she got a job there again, like internship again. So it's like really good if you find local ones, because you can just keep on continuing to work there and doing it here. Yeah. And I use the same website that she did. Yeah, the RU, yeah, and stuff. Yeah, because it's pretty good.
And I've also had another internship at, this is a little more, it's not as formal as a research experience, but I interned at the Virginia Living Museum, which is like the aquarium in Newport News. And I just applied through their website. So like museums are a good place to like kind of, I'm not going to say they're not competitive, but they're not as competitive as these paid summer-long ones. That's another one I did. It was like kind of like volunteering, but I was an intern, and I eventually worked there. And I still work there. It got me a job. I mean, it doesn't pay crazy, but it's still a job.
And it's a job that allows you to use it as experience.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some skill. So what you should be looking to is 1 to 2 months
Mm-hmm.
away from your job if you're working full time. And that's probably the biggest obstacle for you. But otherwise, it's really enriching experience.
Mhm.
So the way to look for internships, NSF, REU, you can also look for a particular institution. What could help is if you know your transfer institution, say you're going to ODU should have REU. So from the faculty perspective, I've learned that to support undergraduate research experience, faculty of each division every year have to apply for a grant, and if they receive it, they will accept students. So if it was available last year, it does not mean it will be available forever. So keep checking. Some sites will give you all the information, but look at the date when application is due. Typically, the application starts to be due in November, but most of them are due in February, right? So it's about this time. And right now we have plenty of time to prepare um, the necessary application packages. What was in your application package? What you had to submit? Do you remember?
Um, you had to answer like, I'm not gonna say it was like a Google form, but I think it was. It was like you typed in what you wanted to get out of the program, um, your prior experience, and if it's none, just say none, like because it's the truth, like your prior research experience. You could explain like the kind of classwork you've done, like lab work and stuff like that, and they like to hear your coursework, like especially if it's math and STEM related coursework is very important, especially if it's coursework you've done that is related to the internship, because that information sounds silly to say, but it's necessary because you don't want to apply for a bio internship when you never had a bio class. It doesn't really help you. It makes it harder.
Yeah, I think the class part is important because for my RU, what happened was that all the mentors, all the like PIs, they were given the list of students and then the classes that we took and our like job kind of stuff, and then they picked us. So my PI told me that he picked me because I was a chem tutor, and what the research that we were doing on like it required a lot of chemistry. So me having to deal with chemicals and stuff like that, that's why he picked me because I was a chemistry tutor. And also, I noticed that a lot of the interns, because we were supposed to do a lot of like, group activities, they tried to bond us a lot. So what I noticed was all of the students that were in the internship, they all were like very active in school, like outside of class.
You mean assume some leadership roles,
Yeah,
right?
so almost half of them had been tutors or were tutors, and some of them were doing like research in their school labs and stuff like that. And a lot of them were like, because I think there were only 2 students from community college, so a lot of them were in four-year colleges, and I think 5 or 6 out of them were RAs. So I think because you actually have a job, like a stable job in school, it kind of shows that you are like, you have leadership roles and stuff like that, and you help people, and you really want to be involved in your school community and stuff like that. So I think that helps a lot because everyone is good. Like I don't want to say everyone has good grades, but almost everyone has good grades. So like what separates you from like all the other students that have the same grades?
It's kind of like applying to college.
Yeah.
When you explain it like that, I'm like, that's how I feel when I'm applying because I'm going to transfer next semester.
And to explain it from the administrative and faculty position, we're looking for excellent students, but we know that you will be challenged beyond current challenges. So if you have any other responsibility in the college, not necessarily president of student government, but anything, tutoring, serving on some committee, helping with workshops, things like that, they matter a lot just because not only you can manage your good grades, but you can manage feeding in some service, you know, that that talks volumes about your time management skills, your work skills, your communication skills, and leadership skills. So please, you know, consider small projects. If you want to go to high schools, right now is the best time to go for a small project. Hampton schools, Newport News schools, Yorktown schools, all students are preparing their science fair projects. Not Williamsburg schools, they're excluded from science fairs, self-excluded themselves. But those students typically struggle with their project. They don't know where to start, where to go, and they typically copy it from the internet. From your position, in engineering or science, you can really make a difference in the lives of these students. And that's an excellent line in your resume. It's a big boost for their confidence when they present at science fair. Because, again, typically they have no help, teachers are busy, you know, so you've probably been on some of the conferences. Now, Monica talked about applying to, what, 19, 14, 16. And
I applied to two.
to two
I
only.
got one.
So it's a lottery, right? I remember Daniel Montgomery, he applied to whatever maximum was allowed.
Yeah, if you got to be NASA and other it's really good one.
Yeah, and right now he got his,
Virginia Tech.
yeah, he's currently at Virginia Tech, but he finally got his first internship after applying to all this. I believe he got it's right, something like that.
Oh yeah, something. And I think he also like, I know he had 3 internships. I know he was working in William and Mary's lab, but it was like very like less hours every week. And one more internship that I forgot. I saw it on his LinkedIn.
So what I know is you can go formally and apply through NASA, one stop, how it's called, um, one stop, remember, OC, OSCII, some kind of initiative.
I
So
think you just click there at the internship.
interim,
Yeah, and then it will show you.
and they will go about this.
Yeah, well, that's cool. And they pay really well.
So that's one place. Another one would be NSF that Marina showed. We have,
I think we have.
that's Virginia Tech model.
Mayop, yeah. It's Mayop is really cool because a lot of them did not have prior like research experience.
VCU, we have a long-term relationship with VCU, so they're looking forward to our students. They know that we bring high-quality students to their research programs. You can go to University of Virginia, that's where LSF is housed, so they're also looking for many interns. STEM takes flight. One of the students asked me today about STEM takes flight. Applications are not ready yet, but they will be ready soon. STEM takes flight has a number of seats for community colleges only, and it's something like 9 seats. It's for all 23 community colleges all over the Virginia. Yet experience shows that very few students apply. When they apply, that's a competitive place. When they don't apply, 9 seats will be taken. So let it be our students, Thomas Alson students. I'm all for that. And there is also a special community college undergraduate research initiative that could help you with that. So you can search here. They have resources for students. That's where I am. they have upcoming events. And if you're an LSAM student and interested in attending one of these events, we can make it happen. We can have money, travel money to do so.
Oh yeah, that as well. Because there's a lot of workshops for LSAM and other stuff. Like I feel like it's better because a lot of times people who have the money or the funding to do this project, they are there like telling them about their research. So if you meet them face to face and they're like, oh, I'm interested in your research, they usually like give you directly like their they consider you like I feel like they consider you better than like other applicants who they haven't met because you know like a lot of people are applying for the same position. So I would obviously select the person that I've already met in person because that person, you know, if you have make good impression, so it's really good if you guys all like have the time to attend workshops.
It's like applying for a job. You're always going,
Yeah.
almost always going to get a call back if you go over there and talk to the manager.
Yeah.
You can relate and the name to the face.
Mhm. Like when we went there last weekend, it was really good because we got to see a lot of people that a lot of professors who had their own research going on. They had like posters and stuff, and they were giving out papers with like, oh, this is the application thing. Like, go out there, fill this up. This is the amount of money you're gonna get. We have this in different countries. We're gonna send you like overseas and stuff like that. So if you are able to talk with that person, you know, like they give you better information and stuff. I feel like it's really important in workshops.
That's very true. And one thing that I can offer also if you, is to learn about institutions that you're transferring to and figure out who would be your best, you know, advisor. Say you're interested in biology, visit biology labs. Um, we're still planning on visiting ODU, BCU this year. Other colleges, if you're interested, just let us know and we will arrange for visiting the school. Getting to know the professors, you know, what research seems to be interesting. Talk to students if they like to work with this professor because it heavily depends, you know, especially your first experience. You want to have someone very patient. It's a lot to learn. Um, it's a huge learning curve, but we can do that. And then ask this professor if he is one of the research professors who offers RED. Some professors are not applying for grants with NSF and holding, you know, official internships, but it could be that he or she needs a helper in the lab, and that will be your first step in the door. And maybe during spring break, just work for them for free, you know, random hours, I don't know. It's your personal agreement. But if you get them interested, you will get your research. And that's a big deal because if that's a professor in the school that you will be studying in, that is possibly will be your job. You know, not as undergrad, but you have only 2 undergrad years and you can work during the summer in this lab and help with whatever. But professors that have grants, they have money to pay students. So that's not an official way, but that's a sure way to get your further education kind of planned out nicely. And the sooner you start, the better, more resultative.
I think yeah, I feel like that's true because it's like really good if you maintain education. Like the student going back to the student to tech, like, she doesn't have a good GPA, but she wasn't even considering graduate school. But because she works hard in the lab, like her PI told her, don't worry about the money, I'll find funding and stuff.
So it's all about personal relationships, and
Yeah.
we need to build them as soon as possible. You know. And say if you showed your interest and your ability to work diligently in the lab, even if this professor has no money, he has network. He will find a way to put you to work. That's best benefits. And you should see when we were at this research conference at Virginia Tech, half of the people, I guess, hugged Monica just because she worked there for 2 months. Everyone knew her. It was like we were safe there. We're from Monica. Um, that's probably your personality also. You're very outcoming, very outstanding, and so on. But that means she has built some support team while working, and we wish for all of our students to be there. Any questions from you?
Geology. Anybody else a geology major? No. The geology internship. Okay. There are some. Sorry to interrupt, but there are some internships that are not competitive because there's just not a lot of interest. The one I applied for, they had 20 applicants, and 9 people were selected. So I had almost 50% chance. You know what I mean? So it was it's a 3-year grant, so they're going to be on their 3rd year. And I can tell you what it was if you're interested. If you're a good student and you're somewhat interested in geoscience, you probably have a really good shot because it's not a popular one.
Do you have to be a geo major?
I'm not sure, but they look for that. But like, if you're interested in it and you just express to them you're a good student, I could give you more info about it. It's just off the top of my head, I know it was a good one because it was. I'm not gonna say it wasn't hard to get in, but after they told me how many people applied, it was like, if you're somewhat interested in it, why would you not apply? Because you have such a good chance.
Do you think they would consider civil engineers possibly because it has something to do?
I don't actually know. I could give you their contact information if you'd like. I'm sure I could find it. It's called UTEP Rocks for Geology, and it stands for something ROCCS. I know. Rocks. I know, they worked so hard on that.
RCCC.
It's
Geology class,
ROCCS.
Tanya? Did you take a geology class?
Okay, innovating.
Yeah, because you can
Here, I
take
can,
one next semester.
Yeah, because I was supposed to graduate, but
Yeah, because a lot of internships, they just say, oh, you have to take these classes. Like, I applied to ODU for a chemistry internship, and they paid 5,000 for a whole summer, and they paid, they paid you $500 more if you're coming out of state, like for your airfare and everything. But I didn't get in. Like, they paid for your room and your food as well. But the only requirements were you had taken chemistry 111 and 112.
it was too long.
112. So you're transferring to ODU, you already have taken that. But it was kind of weird because the person came to Thomas Nelson doing chemistry something, like workshop kind of, and attended it. Then I emailed him with every recommendation letter and everything, but he didn't reply back. So I don't know something weird about it. But it was on their website and everything.
Yeah, I guess.
I never got a reply back.
Sorry to interrupt. I guess it does require geology classes that you have to have taken. It has to do everything with geology, but this is the one I did. It was in the desert. It was awesome.
Okay, all the projects are small, doable, and even if you don't produce anything Nobel Prize level, it's a huge experience, and for your resume, that's an outstanding line. It's not just project, it's just not leadership. It shows character. Because again, not every student really have energy to go beyond the average. And if you're here, you have an interest. So we want all of you to proceed and apply for the internship.
How, I struggle with this a lot with anything in life, but especially stuff that I'm interested in because I want to do so well. How do you get over the initial, oh my god, I feel so out of place, oh, it's so awkward, am I doing this right? I'm probably looking like an idiot right now. That's all I can think about. And sometimes it stops me from.
I understand. Well, one thing I actually told my professor who introduced me to this internship, she told me, she was like, just apply, and she assured me I was at the caliber that they were looking for, because she knew of past students who did similar research experiences, and she knew that they were like they were capable students. And I'm a capable student, and I know you are a capable student too. That's just something you have to remind yourself. Like when I was there, sometimes I felt so out of place because I couldn't hike correctly. Like not to sound like super out of shape, but like I didn't have the right materials, like equipment. I felt so stupid. Like I didn't have enough electrolytes. I could never forget that. It was so embarrassing because I almost passed out. But like it's just I was not prepared, but I still learned from it, and they understood like you're an undergrad. Like if you just think about how some professors look at undergrads, you're like the like you have so much. You're the baby. You have so much to do. That's pretty much it. And everyone else is like in the exact same boat because this is an experience for undergrads. It's not like you're being compared to like someone who's done like their thesis or something like that. And if you meet some of the students who are like your cohort, you'll be like, I'm good, like because they like act up or like I don't know, they're not perfect, and neither am I. I'm not saying that, but like it's just you're at the level. If you get accepted, then you're at the level they want. And it was hard for me to accept that too, but I accept that because when it got to the point where I was ending my project, I was so stressed out because I felt like I was just trying to keep things, like trying to make some kind of sense out of my data. I was running out of time. 1 week of lab work is not enough for a geochemistry project. It's absolutely not enough. I had to have people continue it when I was gone because I had to fly home because they paid for everything, including my plane ticket. I was like, about to not use it. So yeah, it's just as long as you communicate with your mentor and they get to know you and you're interested, you'll be totally fine. And like, it's not like this is for a grade. Like, it's not gonna impact anything if you like get super embarrassed, like, or like as long as you perform to what they expect, like if they say you need to submit a poster to this conference or else you don't get the rest of your money, and you don't do that, then I wouldn't go ask them for a recommendation, But if you do all that, then they know that you work hard, and maybe you're not the best at whatever it is you do and they're interested in. I think it'll be okay.
I make mistakes all the time. Like from for week 1 to the last week, I was a mess. But then, and also because like I was so intimidated by everyone, because like I said, there was only like 2 people from community college, and other people there were from Ivy League and stuff, and I'm like,
I'm gonna say something. Yeah, yours was probably a lot more
Yeah.
stressful because mine was for community college students. So some dudes were like 30 and like just geology major, blah blah blah. Like it wasn't super intense. It's not like I have a kid from like I don't know William and Mary who's like super experienced. It's just like fellow community college students from around the country. That's why I say I would encourage you to look for community college ones to get started.
you gotta be really intimidated.
Yeah, because even like I went to an undergraduate research symposium with Monica, and I was really intimidated by the people who were my age or younger, and they were from like UVA, and they had such great presentations and everything, and I was like, didn't feel up to the caliber. But it's just something to work for. Like you just have to keep like if you don't do it when you suck at it, you'll never get better at it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell myself.
But like whenever, because I made really stupid mistakes. Like if I tell you the mistakes I made, you guys are gonna laugh. And be like, why did you do that? Kind of. Yeah, because once I messed up my sample, but I also messed up a grad student sample.
Oh.
And my sample wasn't that bad. Yeah, because my sample wasn't that bad because it was like 10 minutes away. But the grad student, she traveled all around Virginia to get her sample, and her sample was from Northern Virginia. And she had to take samples from people's houses. So like she had to go back to that person's house and get like kind of. She didn't do that though because she had
Was
no.
she like mad?
No, she was like, okay.
I mean, I guess you can't read that. It's an accidental.
No, my grad student, because I feel like it depends on the student as well. Like she was such a nice person to work with, but she basically showed me how to do everything like step by step. But also there was a lot of communication problems because I was working with a grad student who was showing me like overall everything, how to do the calculations and everything, right? And I was working with my PI to do the field work, and there was another mentor kind of who was telling me how to do the lab work and stuff like that. And a lot of time it's like, you know how people take shortcuts or don't do things the way they're supposed to do, like it's better to do it another way. So that happened a lot, but then it was difficult for me because I was like, because one of the PhDs were like, okay, why didn't you do it this way? And I was like,
And
no, I
I
was
know.
shown. So for me, the main difficulty was the communication problem, because I had to like reply back to all three of them like at the same time and be like, yeah, I'm supposed to do this, but I did it this way because she told me or he told me or
It's just three different people telling you three different things.
yeah,
And then you have to report to three different people.
yeah, because like
You did it though. I'm so proud.
I wasn't sleeping by week 9 at all. Because we had a deadline. It was like, okay, your posters needs to be out by 2 p.m. like this afternoon if you want to get it printed, kinda. And I had to get my poster printed, but because my PI is kind of a perfectionist, like he didn't like my poster, he was like, no, yeah, I'm gonna print it. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna print it. It's gonna come out of my funds, but this cannot be printed. Like we're gonna take time, kind of. So we really worked hard on the poster. Yeah, he like really helped me throughout the whole process.
So is it like an actual poster?
Yeah.
You're talking about like a post. Okay.
Poster, yeah. That and I had to do a presentation as well. And whatever was a presentation, because what we were told was because we were given 15 minutes, 10 minutes for the presentation, 5 minutes for questions and stuff. So we were given a presentation workshop as well. And in the workshop, they told us to do a certain font and a certain number of slides. So I think the maximum slides I could do was 12. So I did that and I sent it to my PI and he was like, add more. So I stayed up all night adding, by then I had like 16 slides. And then I did not just add the slides, I had to edit every one of them because I kept my information short and simple and I wanted to explain more, but he really wanted to add all the details. And I did that, but at the time I was kind of like, oh my god, like, why do I have to do this? I want to keep it simple and stuff like that. But I think it really helped me because I feel like the mentors, a lot of times we're like kind of frustrated, we're like, oh, why does he want things this way or stuff like that. But they've been working on projects since like decades, a lot of them. So I feel like it's better for us to listen to them because they know, they talk about their experience. Yeah. But a lot of times you're gonna feel intimidated. But one of my friends, she told me, she was like, no matter which college you're from, we're all in the same program. We're literally all in the same program, no matter your GPA or stuff like that. So we're all equally smart, and it kind of helped me like rethink stuff. Kind of, it made me realize, okay, yeah, I'm not dumb. Like I make mistakes, but I'm not dumb.
I do that too. But then I look at my quiz grades or like my quiz grades. I'm like, yes, I'm not that bad.
Yeah. Because I feel like we are very harsh upon ourselves. We like
I think
very,
everybody in
yeah.
STEM is very critical of themselves.
Yeah.
I find that common with
Because especially like we see people like doing so well, but then a lot of people they're like, oh yeah, I have this GPA, that GPA, I go to this school. But a lot of times they don't tell you about their struggles. They don't tell you that they got an F and they have to repeat a class.
I don't think that's bad to it.
Yeah, like there was, you remember there was this student, PhD girl. She was a high school valedictorian. It was so inspiring. I was like,
Tell me about that. Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, really? I'm gonna cry, kind of. Because she was a high school valedictorian, and her mom wanted her to become a doctor. So she became, I think, pre-med, pre-med, and then her GPA fell down to a 2 point something, from a high school valedictorian to a 2 point something. So she changed school, went out of state, still did not have a good GPA, and then she applied to a, I don't know if you guys know about this, it's called a baccalaureate, something, post-baccalaureate. It's like a 1 year program.
I didn't hear about that.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe you were paying more attention.
well, she did this program, right? And in that program, out of 300 students, only 5 get selected every year at Virginia Tech. And because she already had done the Mayoff research at Virginia Tech, she knew one of the PIs, right? And he sent her an email with a like form and everything. He was like, fill this out. And she's like, no, it's due by tomorrow. I won't be able to get it done because it's a lot of work. And he told her, don't worry about it. Just submit it whenever you can. By the end of this week, she submitted it late. She still got it because it's all about connections. Other people, she said that herself. She was like, 300 other people who submitted it on time did not get it, but I got it. Yeah. When you really think about it, it's kind of like about it as like, oh, she used her connections.
Yeah.
She used what like the
You can have
connections
all
she
the
had.
connections,
So,
but you
yeah.
want to, you don't talk to them.
Yeah, so it's, you can't really get mad over it. 'Cause the person, like the professor, knew her personally. She had worked for him, so he knew how hard she worked. With the other applicants, it was just on paper. You can't really tell how a person is or the work ethic.
Sorry, that was a very long.
No, that's excellent questions, you know. Do you have any questions?
I think I covered pretty much everything.
Yeah. What about you? Question?
I guess just questions about if I missed maybe IT.
IT, I don't know.
For IT internships, we have some company. I came across some internship down the Victory Boulevard. We have some company that is IT company, and they hire IT people every year. So it's not necessarily.
Huntington Ingalls had some IT stuff on there too. If you pull that one up, if you scroll down, it talks about, for IT, see where design, engineering, and planning. So they have co-ops and internships there. So, I guess to Dr. Tina with you all email addresses, then we can just send like all the links to these sites that at least we talked about today. And then you all can take, when you have time to, go through and maybe look at what might be the best fit for you all. Because they're giving out some awesome information, but, it's like a lot at one time. So this has engineering on there as well. So it also, in addition to NASA, which is really good. And there, we'll find out. I'm not, the company says another one that's close by, Dr. Tina, with some IT. We'll have to,
I will try
ask.
to.
Is anyone here an electrical engineering major? Because I know, like, I tried to apply to Jefferson Lab a couple of times, but they only hire electrical engineering majors.
Okay.
Yeah, like, I don't know why, just electrical
Electronic
engineering.
for Jefferson Lab. Okay,
Yeah.
it's like you said, if you remember ones that you have done, when we send this list to everyone, or just to the general population, that, emails that people, because people are aware of, searching through different things, it's hard, but if you have them all on one site, then you can kind of look at them, and see what the match is for you.
Oh, yeah, like I've been looking for the past year for internships and stuff that I'm eligible for, but I never once got audited.
Right,
So-
just knowing that information, right, just by
Never
purpose,
was
that's
the-
what
Honestly,
we're
it's
here.
so good because I feel like if you're looking for graduate school, you're going to be doing basically research for next 2 3 years in grad school, and a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know if I think research is for me, but get into it. How do you know if it's for you or not?
And that's why they help so much, right?
A lot of people,
Yeah, you're like, well, I need to try it first before I do it, yeah.
like a lot of people come out of RVUs hating it or loving it, but no matter what happens, at least you know. Like, yeah, you know if you are ready for grad school or not, if you want to do research, or because there are other kind of masters like Dr. Moon said, there are masters of science and engineering and masters of engineering. The masters of engineering is basically your master of anything like in science. It's basically like taking classes, just like bachelor's. But if you do master of science and anything, it's more research based. So you will know if you want to do research or just want to get a degree and go to workforce. So it really helps you look at everything. Like there was this girl, she had a PhD, I think she's a PhD candidate at Tech, and she like while looking at it was during the summer, like she did a workshop, not workshop, but she did an introduction and what kind of internship she did, and her RAUs were so like they were all so like different kind of RUs. Like she did bio something and stuff like they were all different, not related at all. But she was like, I did this, I didn't like it. I did this, I didn't like it. I did this, I didn't like it. And she changed her major like quite a few times. But she's a PhD candidate today. Like she was like, tried everything and then I figured out I don't like this. I like working with communities. So right now she's working on Flint water crisis with Dr. Mark at Virginia Tech, and she's doing pretty well because she said she wanted to like make a difference in the community. So So that's why she told that. Yeah.
Yeah, just think about that. You will be paying tuition to figure out if you want to study it further or not. In an internship, you will be paid for the same kind of decision-making information. So you will get money and will have enough information to decide whether it's for you or not. So it probably, uh, not necessarily will be 100% what you expected, but you will have more experience and more understanding of what you're looking for in the future.
Yeah, and one thing that I would like to add is like if you're looking for a company internship, look somewhere local so that you don't have to like look for a place to stay if you get the internship. But what I do is what I would prefer is if people were looking for like Ivy youth at school, because if you look for an internship at school, most of the time they will pay for your food and your dorm, yeah, because they already have that and people are not using it during the summer. So they provide you dorm and they provide you food, so you don't have to worry about one thing at least, because if you do get an internship at a company, but it's in Chicago, you gotta pay Chicago's rent, but then you gotta find an apartment to live in first, and a lot of hassle. With universities, it's usually pretty smooth. You just arrive on a day before you start internship. You settle into your room. You meet people. You don't have to cook or anything. There's dining hall nearby. It's pretty like smooth at university.
Yeah, mine was, it was similar, like, since it was in Texas, everyone kind of arrived at, like, different times of the day. Some people drove because they lived in New Mexico, but a lot of people flew, like, from New York, Illinois, Virginia, myself, and it was cool because probably my favorite part of the internship was the people I met, because I don't know if y'all know anything about geology, but not a lot of people are interested in geology. So I got to work with people who love geology as much as I did, and it was just really inspiring, and they were cool, and we're gonna meet up at conferences together during the winter, and it's gonna be great. So it was cool to make like lifelong friends and connections that will last for life, because these are the people who are also going to grad school afterwards, and they'll also be your colleagues in like 15 years. So it would be super awesome to work with them, and we're all like amazing geologists and like making tons of money. And like if they're hiring, they see me, I could just text them and be like, oh my god. Like we're friends, so like it's cool to like start a network like that, because I don't have that opportunity at Thomas Nelson. I think there's maybe 2 other students here who are as interested in geology as I am, and it's not the same with like engineering, like where you have a lot of people. But that's just my personal finding.
What's funny though is even with so many people who are into engineering, you always see how many people in here. So some people.
You're right. Yeah, they're not as motivated.
Yeah.
Is that the word? Yeah. Yeah, I can understand that.
They're not as actively pursuing.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I feel like a lot of us, because I feel like in community college, a lot of us, more than half of us have full-time job or like have like family to take care of with school. So it's kind of difficult to find a balance. Like if I get an hour to myself, I literally like I'm just gonna sleep. Like not talk with anyone, make no human contact.
It was fun being away from problems. So that's where I'm like gonna be dead honest. I'm looking for another internship that's also out of state so I can get away from my problems again, because I loved it so much. That's just like I'm looking state by state. Like I don't wanna. There's some great, amazing internships here that I might do like over the winter, but over the summer I want to get out of here. I want to do what I want. I don't want to really bother me. I want to make friends across the country. Like I just want to. That'd be awesome. I hope you guys try to do that.
And just
it's
travel,
great.
right?
Yeah, to travel, be somewhere else, like just do something else. Like it's great.
Because they take you to like all these recreational activities. Like mine took us a lot of. They were like really. They were trying to like make us bond and stuff like that. Like they took us to a camp, but the phone did not work there at all. But it was so good.
There's a plan.
Yeah, they had a pool and everything, and they literally hired like camp counselors kind of for like group activities training, and they were talking to us. And they were talking to us like we were small, and they were like, now we're gonna do like another fun group activity, and
Yeah.
It took us, yeah.
Yeah, I went on field trips, but it was like geology field trips, like to caves and to like craters and stuff. But it's still awesome. And they had vans that I didn't have to pay for gas, so that made me feel really good. I didn't have to pay for gas for a whole month. Just amazing. But like, and I had to pay for food, but like, they had housing, which was great, facilities, which is great. Even the professors who were not on the grant were helpful, whether they wanted to or not. They were helpful. They found a way to help me. I found a way to have them help me. But actually, the gentleman who I consider my mentor, he was not on the grant, and that was just because it's a small school. UTEP is a small. Well, the geology department was very interconnected, and of course, everyone knew everyone there, and it was just fun to see a school like that, because the geology department here is limited to a lab. That's it.
Maybe there's another thing called CCI, Community College Internship, and so what this does is, if you're trying to work in lab, this matches you up with labs and stuff, and they have summer, they have fall, they have winter, and one of the labs is Jefferson Lab, so it's right here. But the only good thing about Jefferson Lab is, I think, like I said, you have to be an electrical engineering major and stuff like that. So you could apply during the summer for different labs, because I think this is all over the United States, but they only have 13 labs, right?
I started the application for that one.
It's a little.
But I didn't finish it.
15. Oh yeah, 15. So one is, and one is, like if you want to trying to get out of state, they have Detroit, New York, California, and everything.
Yeah.
And they pay. I think they pay for your.
I think they pay. They have a stipend and they do pay for travel. I started the application to this one, but over time I got less invested in it because it was tangentially related to my major, it wasn't related to it, and I found the Texas one, which is a lot more interesting to me.
They have this. So this one.
And their deadline is January, their earlier deadline. So we need to have a list of
She applied to 19
internships that
and I only
we
applied
plan
to
to
it. For me, there were
apply.
too many like
And
applications.
what
I got
are
sick
the
of it.
deadlines?
I don't know how she did that. 'Cause it
Yeah.
takes a lot of time. I didn't want to waste my
List.
time with things I
Because
probably wouldn't get.
like a lot of times the application you will, like if you go to a website, they will say application in progress and stuff like that, but they will list out what they need, what you need to submit and stuff like that. So a lot of them, the application will start opening in November, so you can still get all of your materials like done, and you need to. A lot of times you will need a cover letter, but with cover letter you just need to edit. I'm applying for it because I'm interested in it and stuff like that.
I just changed
Yeah.
the name.
Yeah, that's what happened with like tech because I already applied to so many colleges. Like I already had all the essays ready because all of them are
I guess, yeah,
reading the
put it
same
that way.
stuff. So,
My problem was the same as you. I
It
don't
just
know how
takes-
many internships I applied to this past month, but I got to a point where I was on autopilot, and then I found out that I had been typing my phone number wrong on some of them. So
Yeah.
like I missed one number, and now I'm like I want to call that number and be like, did somebody call for me? But I contacted some of them. Like one of them I gave to Dr. When I contacted, I was like, please, I'm so sorry. Make sure they get this updated version of my resume and application, which has the right number. But that's like I get bored of like typing the same
Yeah.
information over and over again, and I just end up making mistakes.
Yeah, and it's just time consuming, especially if it's not one that you're really wanting to go to.
So this lesson is double check.
I'm sorry.
We better have more. I want to
So
collect.
I don't know if you guys have heard about this. So
Yeah.
CFIIB. So basically, this is like a common app but for internships. So you basically upload your resume and stuff like that, and people like. This is for students as well as recruiters. So they will look at your resume and then they will contact you directly. But I got a call from here once, and I think I was in my chemistry lab, and I came out of the lab, and they're like, "Oh, hello, yes, we're trying to like, are you still interested in internship?" I was like, "Yeah," and they were like, "Okay, I'll send you an email," and then I never got an email to
Did you check if the email was wrong?
Yeah, I think email was wrong. I never checked it, so I was
Okay,
like
yeah,
kind of
double
sad.
check.
I waited for 2 weeks. I did not get an email, and I thought it was like a landscape company in Williamsburg, civil engineering major. But I never like contacted them because I was too scared. Because I was like, oh my god, who would hire someone who writes their email address wrong on a resume?
Yeah. Yeah, I was embarrassed to sign up.
I didn't do that. But this one like takes a couple. No, civil. Civil and environment. I'm gonna do environment and
Oh, I'm trying to switch to civil.
civil. What are you right now?
Mechanical.
Mechanical and civil is pretty similar.
Yeah,
It's
I'm not gonna lose a
One of our civil engineer students, still on intern for Virginia Department of Transportation. Michael that I was meeting while we were in downtown. He started as summer intern. He is now year-round intern, and they will hire him as soon as he graduates. The position is already offered. Not only position is offered, but they give him a choice where he wants to work, in Hampton Roads or close to Virginia Tech. So it's really when people get to know you, you just don't know how amazing you are. You need to believe in yourself. You're really amazing, and your grades is not everything.
they're not, honestly. I like figured that out because a lot of time you will notice the prerequisite or like for the application are 3.0, 2.5.
I know, I see that and I just, I'm like,
Can I say something? Sometimes the prerequisites are optional because I emailed them because they said you had to be a first year community college student because you're going to come back when you're still in community college in about a year. And so I emailed them and I was like, well, I'm going to graduate next semester. Can I still apply? And they're like, go for it. So like stuff like that, like, oh, I don't qualify for that one section because blah, blah, blah. Or my GPA is 3.4 and they need 3.4 or something like that. Just email them and just explain. They'll be like, just do it. Because then you made that first contact and they won't, their eyes won't go wide if they see your 3.1 or something like that. They know that you were interested in it and they just, those kind of like minimum and like guidelines is just to kind of trim down the people who aren't serious. That's what I feel like, honestly.
I didn't, that, oh my god, I passed up so much.
Yeah, like no, just email them and be like, hey, I really am interested in this opportunity.
How much detail do you give? Do you have to explain why you don't have that, or just be like, hey, I have this?
Well, in my situation, it wasn't necessarily a bad thing that I was going to graduate and graduating is good. It would just be like, I won't be at the same school. I will not no longer be a community college student. Is this still good for the grant? Like, I won't be a community college student. Can I still be paid by the grant?
Yeah.
So then they said, yeah. So like, I just applied. And on my application, I didn't get any more information other than like my anticipated graduation date. I didn't lie. It was December 2018. That's what I anticipated. And they ended up, taking me on. So if it's something like that, I would email them. I'm glad I thought of that because it's important, especially because you said you turned out and stuff. I would just make first contact. It's good. You'll talk to a real person.
For engineering, a lot of them require you to be sophomore or junior, and a lot of them require you to be a four-year college student.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I've done the same, like, as you have. Like, even for continental internships, a lot of them ask you to be a four-year college student. But I mean, some students get hired all the time in
Yeah,
continental.
they know.
Yeah.
And don't try to explain why you have low GPA.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
No, stop there. You say that's my GPA. If they will ask you, then you
Okay.
can go into
Because
details.
I'm that person who's like, here's the story of my life.
Yeah, exactly. They could be bored and
Yeah.
aggravated with you. Rather, simply state what your concern is, let them answer, apply. Chances are they will tell you apply anyway. They look really at many characteristics, not just on your GPA. And interest is
Like everyone's going to be new, no matter the GPA. So it really depends on how you work after you get to the lab. Because everyone's going to have to train. No one like comes prepared at all.
Okay, that concludes our time here, and I hope that by next time we can select at least one internship to apply so we can craft our cover letter, right? Please bring more IT students, you know. For resume session, we forgot to invite IT students, but
I mean, my resume, that's why I was like, maybe I do some, just have that part down. I was like, no, they were all just like, hey, I have my, you want to figures for me? Like,
Did you mind?
sure. Like, I literally, my friends were like, can you help me? Like, I got it, just, like, help us get it out. You want me to put your information? Yeah, I'll arrange it for you, but you want to put
Start
it.
taking money.
I should. For one, they get paid for $10 an hour, I think, and she was like, she could type in her hand, so I got you. Her English classes, I was just like,
and for
what it sounds
internship,
like.
it should be easy, right? With the grades and courses you're taking relevant to this internship. So you know what it will consist of. It's not so much about job. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
yeah.
Monica,
Yeah,
you know,
My folks are going there.